Hey guys, how's it going today? It's January 23rd, 1 p.m. We're going to talk about Icon, ICX. Now this coin did a very good number since it was released there on December 18. We talked about this last time a little bit, but I'm always going to make a habit of following up on the coins that I do TA on because I don't want to leave you guys in the dark. So this coin did literally 4 digits in terms of percentage gain. So I only count 3 waves. Okay guys? I only count 3 waves. Where is the 5th wave? So I mentioned in my previous post for Steemit there, if you guys remember a few days back here, this was actually posted about 9 days ago, all right? So we're saying that only wave 3 counts and 4 are there, right? So we're seeing target 1, possibly 10k sat, target 2 is far down the road. I didn't mean 12k sat, 20k sat, just to be very clear here, okay guys? I think I more so meant about 12k sat, not 20k, okay? That's really far down the road, 20k. I do not mean 20,000, okay guys? Just to be very, 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 very clear here, I'm pretty sure I messed up somewhere in there because I don't see how I could have projected, 20k, right? 20k is pretty ridiculous. So once again, just to be very clear, I did not mean that. I meant these numbers right here between 10k to say 11k, all right? I don't know how that 20k was written there by accident. So anyways, just to clear it up. So what we do to play this right here from the beginning, I would like to review it for the people that are new. So we're going to talk about Elliott Wave first of all. My favorite, Elliott Wave. I used to know this guy named Dave, but then I met Elliott Wave, and then he just became my best friend. I'm like, forget you, Dave. I don't care about you anymore. I've got the wave in my life, and it's all I need. So Elliott Wave goes something like this. It goes 1, 2. There you go. There's a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay. And what I like to do, and what people should do, is take Fibonacci of 2 for only 1. Take Fibonacci of 4 for only 3. If you take Fibonacci of only 5, you will be screwed. You take Fibonacci of the whole thing right there, all right? So what a lot of people like to do is when they've confirmed an impulse move up and is the beginning of a first wave, bam, just put a buy order right around the 618 fib level. When you confirm an impulse 4, that's beginning, bam, put a buy order there. When you've confirmed a 5th wave top, bam, put a buy order somewhere in between here. Who knows? Then you start laddering your buys. So the 618 is a beautiful number right now. I haven't had anything to eat yet, and my stomach's like growling, so I think I'm going to grab lunch after this. Alrighty. What am I going to eat for lunch today? I don't really cook. I just like order food every day. Literally, I order food every day. When you live alone, it's like, why bother cooking? It takes so much time. Why would I want to cook half an hour a meal or an hour, spend an hour cooking a meal just for myself? It's like, the struggles of living by yourself, right? So anyways, so what we do is we take a fib right there. And what we see is a really good buy zone. It didn't hit the 0.5 level, but we watch it, right? We watch it carefully and we say to ourselves, hey, this one right here retraced very little. Then we have to assume that the next one will retrace a lot because they're almost, what's the word, inversely proportional to each other, where if one does a lot, the other one does a little, like that. So this one here, there's a 618 retracement. If you guys have put a buy zone right there, woo, Fibonacci, man, it's quite awesome. So yeah, let's take a look at this now. Now what we're noticing, okay, I'm gonna label some key points of what we need to make note of. Now, a lot of patterns can emerge during a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Okay, a typical zigzag goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, with third wave usually the longest and not the shortest. And then after that, it does an ABC, right? But then within each one of these small corrections here, it will also do some type of ABC correction as well. Now, they can come in so many different varieties. But what they do come in is usually the same thing, right, for the same charts. So if this one does, for example, a zigzag, an ABC, which we can kind of confirm that this one does, right? Actually, this one might have ended it like even right around like here, I'd say. Actually, this one was probably the ABC right there, and that probably started the impulse wave up. So this one, I'd say, it makes like an ABC type of correction pattern. So this could have been 1. No, this would retrace too far. So this whole area is consolidation, but I'll get into it, okay? So this is A, B, C, D, E, or sorry, A, B, C, D, E. Excuse me, A, B, C. This one can come in something like this, okay? It can come in A, it can come in B, it can come in C, it can come in D, and it can come in E, right? And what shape does that make? Do you guys know? Check it out. So this one here would make a shape like that, like an ascending triangle, where this is all wave 4. So the wave 4, it is constructed from all 5 of these points as a consolidation right now. And that is probably the most bullish pattern that we can see. It's definitely a very bullish pattern, an ascending triangle that is within a wave 4. So now if I take my, we're gonna play safe, okay? For a swing trade position, we're gonna play extremely safe, and the highest point right now is 8685 right here. 8685, okay? This is a key point that it needs to break right now. Now, you guys can be whatever kind of trader you want. You need to ask yourself, first of all, what kind of trader are you? Are you the conservative trader that likes to enter a position once confirmation has been made? Or do you try to catch the very bottom because now you maximize your profits by catching the bottom, right? But now you've got more risk. You've got more risk because you haven't confirmed anything, and it's more so gambling now and you're leaning towards one way. But once you confirmed a confirmation, if you're a more conservative type of trader like myself for swing trading positions, then you'll wait for confirmation first. So it's up to you guys what you want to do, okay? But things to make note of. I see a few different plays right here, okay? I see a few different plays. First of all, I see that bounce off of the 55 EMA right here on the 4-hour chart. It tries to go through it, bam, it picks up right there. Most likely because Bitcoin ended up going up a little bit as well there, okay? So, you know, a lot of people before, like myself or my short day trading positions, no problem. I would have entered a position right there as soon as I saw that bounce right here, and I would probably ride it up to there, right? In fact, I'd probably ride it up to the next target. I try to, right? But I don't have a confirmation yet, right? I really don't have any confirmation yet. So where's my stop loss? Most likely slightly below here. So that's some plays right there with the 5.93 risk to reward ratio, okay? To me, right now, swing, not interested in it, right? So what I'm interested in is getting a clear break. Now, let's say you are also the kind of trader that would like a confirmation, and you got to decide where is your break level, okay? You need to have a clear break above a specific level. It could be right here even, okay? It could even be right here. It could be right there. It could be right there. It just depends on where you would consider these as bull traps and bear traps, okay? So I'm going to keep a close eye on it for about 8,000 Satoshi. Actually, right here, 8,200 right here. And then especially 8685 right here. Okay, I'm going to see what kind of volume between 8,200 and 8685 it gets. And if it is on a clear uptrend, right, that might be a very good signal. If there's a lot of volume, it's starting to parabolically move up. The 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute charts are reaching some extremely high RSIs, well above 70. Then boom, you now have yourself a confirmation, right? On top of also waiting for the confirmation of a candle closing specifically above this line. 8685 is my key point. 8200, I am interested in it, okay? 86, 85, if it breaks above here with conviction and a candle closes above it, and even the best kind of candles are these ones, right? Where you get a big candle like that, and then you get a rejection candle. You get a rejection candle like that coming down. So what this implies is that if this was a resistance right here, it now acts as a support. Now the bears are trying to push it down like that, but the bulls rejected it. So hey, did it just reject the support? Absolutely it did. So this is the ideal candle that I want to close on a 3-hour, maybe even a 2-hour chart, right? And that is what's going to give you a clear confirmation right there of an uptrend. Now, this right here is making kind of an expanding diagonal as we see, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So right here, if I actually, you know, it's possible that it could make some ridiculous extensions. Don't get me wrong here. Possible for some ridiculous extensions, but I don't know if this is going to get a 5th wave extension, right? So what I did basically was I saw this one hit a 1-to-1 ratio easily. So all that I did was I targeted a 161.8 Fibonacci for the next level. So I think that it will most likely hit somewhere between there. 10,000 Satoshi is a very realistic number. and maybe 11,000 on the extreme high end. So what to make note of once again is that regardless of how this wedges through, we have to have a strategy that is going to allow us to enter a trade. And if you were asked, why did you enter that trade? You have to be able to justify it. If you can't justify your reasoning for entering a trade, then you probably shouldn't have entered it to begin with, right? So some reasons to enter a trade that I can think of, and keep in mind I'm no financial advisor, is that it bounced off of here. And you guys might want to take a chance there. Make sure you allocate your stop loss to slightly below this trendline resistance. This was a pretty good risk to reward ratio, 7.62. Stop loss maybe at 7K about. 7K, chance to lose 5%. Pretty darn good to me, I'd say, considering it was rejected already. 38% gain potential for that one, for target 1, and possibly 52% gain potential for target 2. But either way, regardless of what's happening in here right now, okay? You guys need to make note that regardless of what's happening in all of here right now, it is ascending into some sort of wedge or triangle up here, right? An ascending triangle, I'd say. And we need to make note of critical areas that it needs to break with conviction and volume. Otherwise, it's just going to end up being a bear trap, okay? Let's say that you guys considered your zone earlier, right? Right here. You're like, okay, if it breaks right here, I'm going to end up going for it, right? So now a lot of people, let's say they took this region before. They saw one little green candle poking out of it, right? And they bought. All of a sudden, the next candle completely rejected. On a higher time frame, all that you see is a wick, which shows a really crazy bear trap, right? Or bull trap. You don't want to be in those positions of getting trapped in a long position. Therefore, you have to weigh the risk yourself and see what is tolerable. So to me, I don't like getting trapped. You know, it's a really crappy feeling. Because then you realize later when you're trapped and you don't want to close your position because you're still hopeful and you don't stick to your stop loss, like I know a lot of people don't, right? They just cross their fingers and they just hope that it reverses, right? It's not a good feeling at all to be in, to know that you made the wrong decision. And then you reflect on it and you're like, darn, I should have waited for confirmation and I clearly bought because of FOMO, right? If your reasoning for entering after this candle formed was, I saw a big green candle with volume, right? That's just pure FOMO. That's how you would categorize it, right? Now, if you waited for a next candle to form that closed successfully above it, and then you entered, then you would be able to justify and say, okay, well, this candle's body was above the resistance right here, okay? But then the next candle, it actually closed successfully above it and it rejected the resistance right there, which implies that the bulls are defending from the bears' attack going down. The bears have tried to push down, but the long wick implies that the bulls have pushed it back up and have now successfully transformed this previous resistance into now a support. So now if you can justify it like that, awesome. But if it's pure FOMO, you guys got a long ways to go, okay? You can never enter a trade because of FOMO. The only time I enter because of emotion, I would say, not even emotion, but the only time I make a quick decision is when I see a massive wall that has a very limited supply, okay? And people are shattering it, whether they're buying it to break a resistance or shorting it to break a support. If there's a very limited supply and I see red all across the order book, of course I'm gonna wait till closer to the end, right? And then I'll go long or short it, and I'll set a stop sell, or I'll set a sell, right? A sell order right above or below. If I was long, I would break the resistance with everybody. I'd set a quick limit order for a super quick massive gain. And then if it's short, I'll also short into it as well. So as soon as I short it, I set a position up for slightly below it, maybe 1% or something, and hope that there's also the FOMO people that are still trying to, you know, there's always the laggers, right? You see a wall being shattered, and then what happens is a lot of people join in afterwards, and then there's this massive lag all of a sudden on bitfinex, and then the wall disappears, and then all of a sudden your orders get executed, right? I always hope that happens. So anyways, that is the theory behind bull traps and why you need to get confirmation first. So my targets still stand from my last TA, guys. It still stands at about 11,000 to 10,000 to 11,000 Satoshi there for target 1 and 2. But a clear break needs to be made above 82 first of all, and then 86, 85. These are my critical points. So there you guys have it. These are my thoughts on ICX. Very bullish on it still right now. I have no other reason to think it was, because I drew this trendline support well before. 9 days ago, literally, guys. I was drawing it since since over here, right? And I even talked about this possible play at the 618 Fibonacci level. I even talked about using this wave 1 as a resistance right here because wave 4 does not retrace to that territory, and it holds 100% true. So the people that took my advice entering right around there, you guys are golden, and there's no reason to close your position yet. That was awesome. So other than that, I'd appreciate an upvote on Steemit if you guys enjoy the content that I'm producing, and also make sure to subscribe to all the social media content like on YouTube and on Twitter. And if you guys especially love these videos, you guys are welcome to buy me a drink or a lunch or something and donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank. Other than that, have a great day, guys, and please, please wait for confirmation.